The Triple Crown Sports Network is your new home for Triple Crown Sports Media.
She's either been a shortstop or a second base for this team. Dealt with a little bit of a hamstring issue back in the fall, so she played some second base. And by the way, earlier this morning against the Magic, she had a 3-run homer. So the home runs have been flying from the Bengals. When we saw Romero last night in that Future Stars game, she had a double. Today she's hit a 3-run homer, and the first 4 have scored for the Bengals. And you really feel a little bit for Ortiz. The first pitch, first batter grounded to third, but the ball wasn't fielded. Then the hit by pitch, and now she's really just kind of searching and trying to find that first down.
So she went with her off speed there. That's definitely her strategy, to try to keep these Bengals hitters with incredible amount of power off kilter, but Bengals make them pay for those early mistakes.
Up and in. For the most part, these teams try to navigate over the course of this week, this being the 9th game, with 2, maybe 3 pitchers. And sometimes I think you go into a game maybe thinking, I'm going to use this starter for 4 or 5, maybe another reliever for 2 or 3. Popped up. This should be the first out, and will be. Shortstop Carlton with the catch.
Renteria just getting underneath, popping up that rise ball from Ortiz. Records her first out.
To finish my thought, though, sometimes when you're struggling early, you're like, man, I wanted to get a couple of innings, multiple innings from this pitcher today, and then you're a little bit nervous about how long it may take or how many pitches it might require to get through the first inning.
This is the third game of the day for both of these teams, and the opponents they played earlier today, both sides, were not easy wins necessarily. So I think both of these teams will take as many strikes and as many innings as they can from each of their pitchers.
Ariana Jackson has been on a home run heater. She's a 20-29, so there's a lot left in the amateur level for Jackson, who came here from Oklahoma City from the Team USA event. So, you know, that says volumes just in that alone. And by the end of this week, I'm curious how many homers she might hit. This one popped up, though, to the right side of the infield. Randall there to make the catch, and that's out number 2. And Bella Ortiz has bounced back with a couple of pop-ups for a pair of outs.
Settling in, getting that rise ball, have a little bit more jump in it, forcing it up and out in the zone. These last 2 Bengals hitters have been chasing. All you can do with that is hit it sky into the air.
This is Erica Martin. She's a true two-way player, as was her sister. So she's gone from being a slapper to kind of swing it away, and I love that for the Yorba Linda, California native, another 10th grader.
See more and more of that transition, a true triple threat type of player, even if they weren't naturally left-handed when they started playing, developing into...
It's more fun to swing, though, isn't it?
I think so. Really has to make the defense think, and it's more effective when you've got tools to be able to hit the ball into the outfield, over the fence, but also lay down that bunt.
You come to Colorado, though, you want to swing. You want to see if you can elevate, celebrate, and do some damage.
Well, it sounds like there's been absolutely no shortage of that.
Nope, no shortage for the Bengals. They've had a RBI double, a 3-run homer in this bottom of the first inning. Wave and a miss at a high pitch. Ortiz would really love 3 straight outs, end this inning, get her teammates back in the dugout, up at the plate. By the circle and into center. Ortiz lunged for it. Carlton could not get there, and Martin just put it in play and gets the 2-out single to center.
There's the result from that true triple threat player. Able to direct that ball right back up the middle. Sees a hole, able to place perfectly. 2-out single.
Next in is Julie Rivera, La Mirada, California native. She'll be an 11th grader. There's 3 catchers on this Bengals team, and they all play. And you might be saying, well, that's interesting. But you got to be versatile. So even though Rivera is one of the 3 catchers, she's in left field in this game.
3 of their best bats. You got to get creative with your defensive lineup.
If you hit, you do not sit.
That is true. And that's typically, especially on these long days, a strategy that teams are going to have.
That's sliced down the line and right, and it'll be at a play. Tonga was giving chase to no avail. A lot of foul territory here at the Aurora Sports Complex, certainly for the right fielder, the left fielder, to kind of navigate. You can't give up on a ball that might not go over the outside fence.
Yep, these 320-foot fences cut off here to 200 feet.
Nice pitch.
And you see Ortiz pull the string there, really sets up that off-speed pitch. Effectively throwing those rise balls, seems to be settling in here.
That had Rivera way out in front. So she's seen it once. We'll see what she gets from Ortiz on this 2-2 pitch. Able to lay off the high one. The count has gone full.
We've seen a couple 3-2 at-bats here already by the Bengals, working every pitch. Let's see what Ortiz goes to here. Try and close this out.
Martin able to take off once this ball's delivered. There she goes. That's high. That's ball 4. So Ortiz got the 2 pop-ups. She was trying to get Martin, who got the seeing eye single, then the walk to Rivera, and that means the 9th hitter this inning will come to the plate, and looks the team batting 10 in our 16U power pool.
Looks like they've got 10 batters, also able to use the DP flex with 1 extra player. Love to see that. Allow more players to get involved in the game. Some of these benches are pretty long and pretty deep. So
it's been a long inning for Ortiz. You can see the countenance there. I think she's anxious to get this inning over with. There's a ground ball. Knocked down at short. Everybody's safe. Carlton got a glove on it, but Sadie Weiss will reach.
Third base, number 3, Maddie Solis.
So Maddie Solis becomes the 10th to bat here in this first. First year with this team, she's been playing outstanding defense at third base. She'll be an 11th grader, Colton High School for Maddie Solis.
Coach called her a bulldog at third base.
Like that.
Bulldog on the Bengals. See what she can do here with the bases loaded.
Pitch count jumping up a little bit from Ortiz, who misses high. I mean, sometimes when a pitcher might fight their way through the first inning, you just feel like if you can get to the dugout and kind of recalibrate, have a fighting chance beyond that. But when that first inning lingers a little bit longer, the gas is kind of leaking out of that gas tank, so to speak.
Absolutely. These teams have played so many games in such a short period of time. Again, some with deeper benches than others, but pitchers are always at a premium in these sorts of situations.
And that is ball 4. That's going to force in a run, the 5th for the Bengals here in the first inning.
Ortiz was most effective in this inning, getting 2 straight outs on the brink of a third when she was able to locate that rise ball and throw it for a strike. And since she hasn't been able to do that, she can't set up that off-speed pitch.
It's made a difference. There's no doubt.
A huge difference. See if she can settle in and locate.
So Corona is going to spray one out to center, but it's going to drop. 1 run will score, 2 will score, and the single from Corona. And it is a 7-run first inning for the Bengals. And not all of these runs are earned. Lane was playing deep and could not make that catch. And here comes Coach Shira. He's, I believe, going to make a pitching change with this his second visit. And it was just an inning that would not end for Top Gun. Remember, the first batter of this inning reached on an error, so this inning could have long since been over, but 7 have come around to score, and a pitching change will be made. We heard from Coach that Tinsley Fisher might be the first in. She's kind of the spinner, the change of speed pitcher from Windermere, Florida. She'll be an 11th grader. Goes to Foundation Academy for her high school in Florida. And I got to believe, Lexi, she's in this game much sooner than she would have anticipated.
Yeah. Almost hope that Ortiz might be able to settle and come back. Long game, 7 innings. Offset Tinsley here. Tinsley Fisher.
Defensive change.
Immerse yourself in over 400,000 square feet of pickleball. Visit picklecon.com for more information. We'll hear soon from Brady King, our sideline, our dugout reporter. I would say she's got a handful of candidates to speak with already on that Bengals team.
No shortage of excitement here. Inning 1.
24, Kinley, picked out.
So here's Fisher to face Kinalia Kakal. She was hit by a pitch on her foot way back earlier this inning. Had to spin away from that pitch that came up and in.
Coach described Fisher as more of the off-speed spinner of the pitchers that give him most of his innings. Can see that ball coming out of her hand with a high rate of spin, which is very deceiving to hitters.
Try and change things up on this offense that has played at 7 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. Kakal will take a strike.
Able to paint that outside corner. Looked like a curveball.
Been stuck on 2 outs for a long time here at the bottom of the first inning. Romero had the 3-run homer, one of the big blows. She's not due up next, but she is in the hole for the time being. Two balls, 2 strikes, another big pitch to try and get out of this frame, and that was high again. So the last couple from Fisher have been upstairs. Kakal has seen that a few times in this sequence.
Can see a bit of strategy emerging. Going back to that rise ball a couple times in a row, just missing up and out of the zone. These big swings.
Back to the circle. Caught by Fisher, and that will end a lengthy inning in which 7 runs came across for the Bengals. So Top Gun finally gets back to the dugout. They have some work to do in this 16U Power Pool Championship from Triple Crowns, Colorado, 4th of July. Mix continues, Lexi. It looks bright, sunny, and but I think there's a few sprinkles, and a lightning delay has just popped up.
Looks like there's some storm clouds rolling off the mountains here, getting out west of the Denver metro area.
We played 1 inning of our 16U Power Pool Championship, an 18U game to follow, but right now we are in a delay as we go to the top of the 2nd inning. Again, sunshine, but a few raindrops falling. 7-0. The BSC Bengals lead Top Gun. So we will break, and when we know more, we'll come back and hope to be able to finish off this game soon and resume our 16U Power Pool. This is Triple Crowns, Colorado, 4th of July. We appreciate you tuning in on ESPN+. Opportunity for a reset for Triple Crown after a tremendous first by the Bengals.
Incredible. I mean, no shortage of excitement. I think we got what we had anticipated with a team that came into the game scoring 105 runs so far in their first 8 games in the tournament. They're up to 112.
Indeed,
already.
7 runs in that first inning, and Top Gun wasn't completely clean, and the Bengals certainly took advantage, and they came as advertised as we threw that out there right out of the gates, that they've kind of demolished the competition over their previous 8 games.
Yeah, and I think that puts the pressure on Top to really play this perfect game, and coming out in the first inning, really having to focus in and every ball, whether it's something that's playable and more or less routine, it just puts more of an emphasis on every last little play. See him trying to rush maybe a little bit, fumbling the ball, hit by pitch, struggling to find the zone or tease early. So I think that led down the road, and the more outs you give this Bengals team, the more they're going to pound you, the more they're going to hurt you.
If you weren't with us at the top, we were discussing Top Gun. They lost their very first game. They've won 7 in a row since then. And this was a team that had to get some recommendations from coaches just to be able to play in this event. So they were one of the last teams in, so to speak, and for them to go on this run to be in the championship game, I think speaks volumes of what they've been able to accomplish to this point.
No doubt. And the fact that they gave up 7 runs in that first inning is really not a good demonstration of what they've been able to put out on the field here over the last several days. One of the top teams in the country at the 16U level, and no doubt, I don't think anybody was coming to this game thinking it was going to be 1-0 or 2-1. We know they have the capability to score some runs. They've scored 90 plus of their own here in their first 8 games, going 7-1. So we could still see quite a bit of softball played. Top Gun can come out and score some runs here right away.
Top Guns out of Kansas City, although they do have players from around the country. The Bengals are from Southern California. Yorba Linda, they're going to take the field here in the bottom of the second, and they were able to give up a single to begin the game, but then a line-out double play, and only 3 batted for Top Gun in the top of the first inning. And then, Lexi, we would see quite a bit of offense in the bottom of the first. An RBI double from Specht, and Romero had a 3-run homer.
Just a textbook display of some hitting mechanics by this Briggs coach team, softball club. Just able to get in there, get some good quick hands to contact, get some lift, and in this Colorado air, it's going to travel. You're going to get out over that outfield fence.
Had a bases loaded walk. Corona, the leadoff hitter, knocked in a couple of runs with a single, part of a 7-run, 12-batter bottom of the first inning. This was the single by Corona, and we're about ready to get things going in what'll be the top of the second with Top Gun batting. So only 3 batters have hit for Top Gun, Lexi. You know that they want to kind of get this offense rolling. Michelle Colone has been one of the huge impact hitters in this event through this first week.
Not going to see any concern here on this Top Gun team. 7 runs down. They're going to come out fighting, ready to score some runs after this weather delay.
Emily Yoon back in the circle. We discussed EY's tournament, and she's been fantastic. Entered this championship with 4 wins, 20 innings, 10 hits, and an ERA of 1. And she gets a big wave of a miss from the first baseman, Colone.
Really simple, just keeping that ball down in the zone. Can see that strategy just with this 4th batter of the game here. Yoon starting off really well.
One thing about Yoon, she's not an imposing figure in the circle, and that was kind of the scouting report we were given. She's not exactly little, but she isn't that big force, and yet her pitches, her velocity, her spin, her movement have all been incredible over the course of this week.
That's all part of her game, is this relatively unassuming pitcher out there on the mound, kind of a smaller stature in general, but no shortage of power coming from those mechanics, perfect mechanics, and that lower half where she can really snap it and spin it hard.
Going to get a fly ball out to shallow left. These outfielders play so deep that it takes a little bit of a journey to come in, and Rivera there to make the catch to retire Colone for out number 1. You understand, you play deep, and then sometimes those soft liners cause problems. This ball was in the air, though, a long time.
It was, and I think the strategy for outfielders, for coaches, and their defense is don't let teams beat you over your head in these conditions, and that ball's going to carry a little bit farther even from the infield. So let them beat you on those bloopers versus going yard.
This is Abriana or Abe Scott Carlton from Grain Valley, Missouri. And she will be an 11th grader. If Grain Valley, Missouri in bat and ball parlance means anything to you, maybe it should, because Jacob Mizorowski, who's been the story of baseball, throwing 105 miles an hour, is from Grain Valley.
That's a good pipeline here now, these bat and ball sports.
After that delay, we're at the top of the second inning. Top Gun trailing 7-0. You feel like just a run or two on the scoreboard would kind of help ease them back into this game.
Absolutely. Go in with that mentality. Big crooked number up in the first inning for the Bengals. One hit, one run at a time, one base runner at a time. That's all you can do, all you can focus on.
Softly hit and fouled outside of third base. Here at the Aurora Sports Park, we've switched sides of town in the Denver area after being in Westminster last night for both the 16 and 18U power pool games. We had about 120 players competing in those two contests. With no shortage of home runs, certainly the win today might manipulate the ball a little bit in the air. We'll see how that does affect these hitters or these pitchers. Yoon didn't miss by much to Carlton. The count 2-2. Tomahawked towards center, but it's going to travel to Specht, who's going to make her second putout of this game already.
You can see Yoon there asking the umpire on that last pitch, was that down? Was it out? Really trying to stretch the zone as much as they possibly can, knowing that every last little centimeter is going to matter with these elite hitters. Comes back with that rise ball and able to draw the fly out to center field.
Brings up Reese Randall, the second baseman, who's from Fort Lauderdale, Florida. In there from the left side, and she takes strike one. We saw her play in the Future Stars game last night. Flew out to left in her only at bat for the blue team that was involved in a 10-5 win. Quickly the count, 0-2. Couple of well-located pitches from Yoon.
Taking what she's learned so far from the zone, from these hitters, just pounding that zone. Setting up a rise ball there, an 0-2 count, seeing if she can get a chase pitch.
Think about Yoon. She faced three batters, gave up a hit, but only faced three in the first. Then was in the dugout as her teammates sent 12 to the plate in the bottom of the first. Then had a lightning delay of, 30, 40 minutes. And she's back out here and trying to resume without any issues in the second.
It's a mindset versus allowing interruption or adversity to enter into play.
Off speed and rolled to second. Out at first base. Renteria didn't have too many issues after the bobble. Didn't rush it. Able to make the play at first to retire Randall. Yoon with another perfect inning. We go to the bottom of the second in our 16U Power Pool Championship. Still a 7-0 lead for the BSC Bengals. Here come the Bengals again, batting in the bottom of the second inning, a 7-run first. Nicole Specht, the three-hole hitter, doubled in a run to the fence in left center. And she is facing Fisher, who came on to get the final out in that first inning. Faced one batter, got a soft liner back to the circle. So it's a different repertoire, of course, for Fisher. See if that might slow down some of these Bengal bats. That's going to be a free base runner, and Specht will take that and take her base. There's something about offensive rhythm for a team, and when they just kind of pass the baton and keep the line moving, and clearly that has been something that these Bengals have done. And this is a team that kind of switched to the Bengals name about 5 years ago, the Briggs Softball Club. Roseanne Briggs, Sierra Briggs, and I would say they have quite a stronghold there in Southern California.
They do. I talked about 10U, 12U championships that several of these players took part in as the PGF national champs, and they're still playing together. Says a lot about their training and their longevity and that family atmosphere that they promote here, Briggs family.
I think when you get top talent, and obviously both of these teams do. And you keep them together. Maybe you lose a player here or there, but you also add and you continue to build. That these young women have played so many games with one another. And that'll help when you get deep into a tournament, a competition such as this, when you're trying to win a championship. And then more games to come starting tomorrow. Popped up first base side, and the wind will work this away from Colon, and was unable to make the catch. I thought she might head towards our scaffolding, but she stayed upright. I think we heard some of these teams have games tomorrow, maybe at 10 a.m.
10 a.m., as early as 10 a.m., I believe. Back to their power pool bracket games, tournaments within the tournament.
And the Bengals were here in Colorado before this event, so I think they have been here bending towards a week and a half already, with a few more days to come. So they have been on the road and living that road warrior existence. And I'm sure there's a few other teams that have done just the same thing, but you do get into quite a routine, to say the least.
Get good at living out of your suitcase, the Airbnb or the hotel room that you're staying in, getting creative with meals and all those sorts of things.
You know, all the laundry mats around the Metro Denver area.
They were all ramped up, ready for the sparkler to come back to town.
Ripped a ton, but foul. Leaving your picture entirely off the bat of Honesty Romero, who homered in the first, and it was a 3-run shot, to say the least. And we got to see her in the Future Stars game again last night. So in addition to her 8 games, she played in that game and then back at it today.
Teeter on that fine line of playing so much that they get exhausted versus really getting in their groove and getting in the zone. I think these Bengals are in the zone.
As a hitter, I know sometimes when you're not playing every week or you're not playing every day, you're trying to get the timing and the rhythm and the at-bats. That's not a problem right now.
Definitely not. They've seen a wealth of pitches and a wealth of different pitchers across all the different teams that they've played, and they're all elite. They all bring an incredible amount of talent.
Popped up, see if the wind causes some problems here. It will not for Carlton. The shortstop will make the catch.
Good communication over there in the Bermuda Triangle.
You had a sense how the wind is blowing on this field today. We're part of a clover of 4, so there's softballs flying in every direction.
26, Hazel
Wind is shifting a bit
Renteria.
around, perhaps to the south. There's another dark storm cloud. Seems to be looming, but
Stop it.
we'll play as long as we can. Rain, rain, go away.
This is Renteria. She popped to short in her only at bat. Three-run homer this morning against the Lady Magic for Renteria. She's a 2028. Got a few different age groups represented for both of these teams. That is fair. Off the glove of Colon, dribbling out to right. Specht will turn and go to third as the ball's played back in. Hard single off the bat of Renteria, and they're at first and third with 1 out.
Starting to see some of the approach and the strategy that's coached into these Bengals players.
Number 7.
They're real aggressive.
Ariana
You put anything near the zone, they're going to go after it. Throw those hips open. Hands are so fast. And that was scolded down the line by Renteria.
Ariana Jackson next in, popped to second in her only at bat. A handful of players haven't hit yet for Top Gun, and Bengals moving through this lineup for a second time. Jackson again, the player who came from Oklahoma City, part of the Team USA event. And she's the package, whether it's base running, whether it's range, but she's a 2029, so there's a lot of amateur softball left for Jackson.
We just saw a perfect example there from Fisher. That high spin rate out of her hand, able to keep these elite level of hitters off balance. Ball spins so fast it looks like it's coming at you. Another
and there
one.
she gets away with a miss for out number 2.
Great slot there by Fisher.
Kind of lulls you to sleep just a little bit in the circle, and then has some pretty good spin that keeps these hitters off balance.
That's really the name of the game. Power is not an issue anymore. with pitchers. You see them throwing upwards of 70 miles an hour on a regular basis at the highest of levels, and it's about location, it's about spin, it's about movement, and how you can command the strike zone.
Here's Erica Martin. Takes one a little bit down and out from Yorba Linda, California.
Just a nibble there.
Sister Maddie was a two-way player. I think she finished at CBU. That's a big leg lean for Martin. A little bit of Aaron Judge in that leg lean from the left side.
A little bit, seeing her versatility at the plate, her speed, and her ability to hit the ball out of the park.
And try and keep this one in play. It's going to be fouled and out of play. Hit batter and a single this inning for the Bengals.
Right here, Top Gun.
Another good pitch there by Fisher, keeping her batters off balance. See Martin a little out front of there. See what that sets up for her this next pitch.
Here comes the 1-2. Skied out to left center field. Oh, then that ball's going to drop in front of Kuntz and Lane. A run will score, maybe two. Chugging around is Renteria. Martin's going to get a two-run double out of that. It's 9-0 Bengals. We're just wondering about the wind, Lexi. I think that ball got knocked down. The outfielders anticipated that being deeper.
That wind is almost blowing in directly left to right across the outfield.
Coming to the plate.
It's a really tough situation where that ball's spinning at a high rate in the air. You think it's going to carry and the wind's blowing in, maybe towards center field.
It just didn't carry enough, and then had both Kuntz and Lane out there, and the ball dropped almost a few feet between both. Rivara is going to lift one out to center, and this ball will be caught by Lane. Saw a lot of yellow in that glove, but the play is made. Couple of runs for the Bengals, so we played 2 innings with a lightning delay in between the first and second, but 9-0 BSC in our 16U Power Pool Championship.
After 2 full innings in this.
Bring you back inside the Aurora Sports Park. 3rd inning, top of the 3rd of this 16U Power Pool Championship for Triple Crown's Colorado 4th of July. We're Melendez heavy in this Top Gun lineup. This is Naima Melendez, who's the DP. Her sister Nyla is already batted.
42. Naima Melendez.
Emily Yoon back to the circle. She has faced the minimum despite giving up a hit to the batter she faced. Melendez, she'll be a sophomore and a Los Angeles, California native. So she's going up against a program from Southern Cal, and the Bengals, she's playing for Top Gun. Sometimes you see a pitcher that's very demonstrative, very full of energy. Every once in a while you see others that are pretty calm. It feels like between Fisher and Yoon, we have two that you almost have to check the pulse to make sure everything's okay. Very calm.
That's the mindset of a pitcher, never shaken. Always in control.
Well, Melendez decided really late to pull the trigger. She was in take mode, and then she just threw that bat out there very late.
Can see the backhand change come in. Hesitated. Tried again. Was able to fight that off.
Gonna fist one over towards Romero at first. She surrounded that ball to make sure it wasn't going to spin away to get the out.
You can see the spin coming off the bat. That pitch looks like another rise ball coming in from Yoon after her off speed.
Now batting 0-0.
Lily Bennett.
Lily Bennett.
One of the extra hitters from Henderson, Kentucky. She'll be an 11th grader. So we're at that level where, again, these players haven't committed yet. Obviously, they'll have plenty of options soon as they navigate their way up through the high school and amateur summer ball ranks. And that is a foul ball off the bat of Bennett. We've had 2 or 3 right down that line and left. And since I've got a tent to my left, I'm at your mercy or a plate umpire.
No judgment.
I'm not going to argue with him at all. I guarantee you that.
Great officiating crew out there tonight.
2-strike pitch, cut on a missed. Bennett will go down on strikes. And what Yoon has a chance to do, and this is odd to say because, again, Top Gun is batting 10. She's going to go one time through the lineup in 3 innings and still have one more batter to face if she gets Emma Gorley.
Certainly a little bit of a unique lineup situation. Both teams electing to bat the full 10 that they're allowed here by Triple Crown, the rules of the tournament. Yoon is just in control.
Gorley will sky one out to right field. John there to make the catch, and that is 8 in a row sit down, and 9 have been recorded as outs during those 8 batters. So we go to the bottom of the 3rd inning. The Bengals have a chance to add to their 9-0 lead over Top Gun in the 16U Power Pool Championship game. A lot of eating going on in that dugout.
It's always snack time here at the Sparkler in the dugout.
When you're running around the bases, you burn a few more calories. And the Bengals have plated 9 runs in the first couple of innings. Fisher back to work. I think she's done a nice job since she has entered to get the final out in the first. This is Sadie Weiss. She reached and scored back in the first. Been a tough outfield today. Not necessarily a high sky, but the wind's moving it around. But Tonga will make the catch to retire Weiss for out number 1.
Fisher's come in and done a really great job moving the ball in and out, really working the edges of the strike zone. And although there's been a couple hard hits off of her, a couple runs that have been allowed, really haven't seen too much of that Bengals power here.
I would agree. I think she's done a nice job. There's a soft little bloop, though, that'll dump out in the center off the bat of Maddie Solis, who walked with the bases loaded her previous plate appearance. Gets a 1-out single, and she's going to turn this lineup over now for the 3rd time. And again, we're in the bottom of the 3rd inning.
Still not a shot on the barrel. Unfortunate that that ball creeps in there, but give Fisher credit here. Working against these elite level, highly trained Bengals hitters.
This is Corona. Skies one to center. The ball starts to move away from Elaine, but the left-handed center fielder able to retreat and make the catch for out number 2.
See the wind playing an impact again. Just getting that ball to carry just a bit further. But keeping the ball inside the park, which is the assignment here for Tinsley Fisher.
It feels like she stayed away from the barrel to this point. Kanalia Kakal has been hit by a pitch and scored. She'll single up the middle. Her first hit in what'll be now 2 at-bats and 3 plate appearances. So Elise will go to second and hold there. So every inning it feels like, even when the Bengals haven't barreled up some balls, they've still been able to get their hits and get base runners.
I think that's what the best hitting teams do, whether they're hitting the ball out of the park or able to really manufacture runs one station at a time. They're able to push them across every single inning.
And this is Nicole Specton. Again, we're playing with run rules in this Power Pool Championship. So 8 after 5 would be a run rule, and the Bengals, as the home team, are leading 9-0, and they're trying to get a little separation in that run rule category if they can keep on scoring or keep Top Gun off the scoreboard. Specht takes one at the top of the zone for a strike. She doubled in a run and scored in the first, hit by a pitch and scored in the second, and batting again in the 3rd inning. Fisher ready. Her next pitch, a little bit up, a little bit out.
As we see some of these hitters, again, you can kind of see now mechanically how these power hitters, this Briggs softball club, are coached up.
That one's going to be fisted towards short. It's going to be a flip from Carlton to Randall to end the inning. So Bengals get a couple of hits, but they do not score. On we go to the fourth inning. 9-0 BSC in front of Top Gun in our 16U Power Pull Championship game.
One hit, no errors. One runner left on. We move to the fourth inning. It's the
Reach second base yet against Yoon. They're trailing 9-0. This will be Zuzu Kuntz. She bats 10th, then the top of the lineup. So Kuntz from St. Joseph, Missouri. Boy, that is as well placed as you can spin it. Just clipping that outside corner knee high.
Making it look easy out there is Yoon. Somewhat casual, like a casual level of intensity.
I could buy that.
Fully in control here. No doubt.
She's quickly ahead, 0-2.
Would love to get some statistics. We don't have all the analytics out here, but how many pitches above the belt have been a strike for Yoon? She's really working the bottom of the strike zone, really working both corners. When she goes up, it's up and out. Not much you can do with it.
And she'll get the wave of the miss. So she has faced the minimum one time through the lineup, which is 10 batters. Despite giving up a hit to this young lady, Adriana Lane, to begin the game.
We'll see what this Top Gun team can do second time through the lineup, see what they've learned so far from Yoon.
What did we hear Lane before the game, that she had 8 hits and 6 home runs?
8 hits and 6 home runs.
So she got a measly single in the first, but she keeps on rolling with hits. And she's going to take strike one from Yoon, so getting to face her for the second time, although it's been about an hour since she's last seen Emily Yoon.
A little different season here in Colorado now. She's facing Yoon.
Lane from Fort Lauderdale, Florida, American Heritage High School.
Yoon, again, you see her just pounding the strike zone. In full command of all of her pitches, able to set one up for the next. See that rise ball up out of the zone again.
I mean, even that miss is intentional.
It's 100% part of the strategy, part of the philosophy and approach here for Yoon on every batter.
You paint at the knees right now?
And go back to the knees, maybe pull the string.
Soft little pop-up, she'll take it herself. 2 outs in the top of the fourth for Top Gun.
now batting number 20.
And it was a frustrating bottom of the first for Top Gun as the Bengals put up 7 runs, not all earned, and then Yoon has just kept them from being able to find much momentum offensively.
Yep, there's another rise ball creeping up and out of the zone. Gets in on the hands of Lane.
Grace Tonga, line to center, hit the ball extremely well for the Stillwater native, but it was right to spec, and it ended up being an 8-4 double play back at second, doubling off Lane.
Again, looking for more analytics. First pitch strikes. Not ready for Yoon. Gets ahead in the count and is able to dictate what pitches she wants to throw to which batter. You see it again there.
And it almost feels like it's every single pitch. Sometimes when a pitcher might be struggling, they've got to throw a pitch they don't want to just to get a strike. It feels like everything she does is thought out maybe a couple of pitches in advance.
And every miss is intentional, like you said, Brett.
And then every once in a while you get the wave of the miss. She's faced the minimum through 4 innings. We go to the bottom of the fourth. It's been all BSC Bengals. They lead 9-0 in the 16U Power Pool Championship from Colorado. We had bright sunshine earlier, then some big raindrops and some lightning while it was still sunny. Now it's a little bit cloudy. little different weather conditions, but we soldier into the bottom of the 4th inning. Romero, who homered in the first, skies one back to center, and this will stay in play. And she's going to have to hustle to get to second base, and she will. Her second extra base hit of this Power Pool Championship, and she didn't miss a home run by a lot.
Wasting no time, takes what looks to be maybe a rise ball there from Tinsley Fisher. Gets around it, really just muscles that ball to center field.
We going to have another pitching change? It looks like we will. Joe Shira going to go out to the circle. I think it's worth repeating. It looked like Fisher, I think, did a pretty good job today.
Excellent job coming in a really tough situation against a hot-hitting team with high expectations and able to just give up just 2 runs. And that was, even that ball wasn't perfectly barreled, and the strength of Romero able to let that ball carry a little bit further into the green, but great work by Tinsley Fisher. Well done.
So it looks like Lily Benedon, more of a drop change pitcher. And again, keep in mind that there's more games to come, plenty. So I think sometimes when you're allocating your pitchers, you don't want to lean on too many pitchers in a game where you're behind. In other words, you want to break up those innings as best you can, keep everybody fresh. And Lily Bennett from Henderson, Kentucky will get her opportunity.
We get a new fresh arm to face another round of this lineup. Do everything they can to keep this hot-hitting Bengals team, keep them guessing as much as they can.
Together, let's elevate the respect of sports officials. Learn more at officiallyhuman.com. So this is Renteria. Singleton scored back in the 2nd inning. So she's batted 3 times in this game, and she's faced 3 different pitchers for Top Gun.
That's probably very intentional here by Top Gun. Come in with one strategy, hoping that Ortiz can keep these hitters at bay. Quickly shift to a team effort on the mound.
Comebacker, fielded by Bennett. Quickly flips to first to retire Renteria as Romero does advance to third. 1 gone for Ariana Jackson. You know, this Bengals team, Lexi, we'd be remiss if we didn't mention that academics extremely important, tremendous GPAs, and they do something fun when it comes to a scholarship standpoint for their banquet, which is upcoming soon.
They have a Who's Next Scholarship Fund, $120,000 that they give annually to players to take on their college endeavors outside of athletics.
Jackson's going to single to center field. It's going to plate Romero and add the 10th run for the Bengals. They have to write an essay, correct?
Write an essay, and their board picks a couple of the different winners. They have a banquet where they invite alumni and friends and family back, and it's really a family-type atmosphere, and much more about the hit mechanics that you're seeing that are relatively consistent from top to bottom in this lineup, but just as much about family, career preparation, mentorship, professional development in so many different ways for all these young women out there on the field.
A lot to like about that. Sophia Ramos was going to pitch it, by the way. Swings at the first one, skies it out to right. She'd been waiting for an opportunity, so she didn't waste any more time before she swings and flies to right. She's been a power hitter, an outfitter, a fast athlete, but she's up there hacking. And there's 2 outs.
Bennett coming in, doing another great job, staying on the fringes of this strike zone.
Julie Rivera with a ground ball. How about that play by
Fielder position.
Bennett?
All right, Bennett.
She had a couple of comebackers she handled. to end the inning. Now the Bengals do get a run, so Top Gun has some work to do to keep this game alive when we go to the top of the 5th inning. 10-0 Bengals in our 16U Power Pool from Triple Crowns Colorado 4th of July event. We go to the 5th inning. You see some of the cloud cover overhead, but the BSC Bengals trying to run rule Top Gun in our 16U Power Pool Championship. That young lady's been incredible. Emily Yoon. She's going to face a pinch hitter in Kyla Zimbricki. Going to be a sophomore, a Kentucky native, one of the catchers on this roster for Top Gun.
No surprise, another first pitch strike from Yoon.
Gave up a hit to the first batter she has faced. Got a double play. She's faced the minimum since.
And we spent so much time talking about these bats of the Bengals and how many runs they've scored, and no slouch. They've only given up 37 runs as a pitching staff here in those first 8 games. It's pretty impressive as well.
Yeah, I'm with you. Despite the 10 runs, I think Yoon has been the star today. And she has been so in command. And sometimes at this age range, you see the pop, you see the flash from a really talented player. But you also might have some batters that get away or some innings that don't go your way. That has not been the case for Yoon here in Colorado to this point.
I think it's rare to see at this level, and we commented on this yesterday, Brett, the difference between the 16U and the 18U level, and just the general look and feel of what you get out on the field. Yoon bringing maturity beyond her years, just entering her junior year of high school here in the fall, and she's going to be in high demand.
That one's lifted out to left. It's got some carry, but not enough, and the play is going to be made by Rivara, so Zimbricki off the bench with good contact, but she flies out to begin the top of the 5th inning.
Maybe chalk that up as one of very few misses by Yoon today that these Top Gun hitters are able to get a barrel on, but able to hang up there enough. Stay in the park.
Colonna, the first baseman, flew out to left, her only time in, representing Stillwater, Oklahoma.
Just missed with that first pitch changeup. Love to see the change of sequence as well, keeping these hitters off balance, and see Coach over there in the dugout sending those signals in.
Yeah, that's really an advanced approach as she gets a strike at the knees, because you're able to kind of toy with these hitters just a bit. Scott Hayward is calling the pitches. He's a lawyer, but he's not calling pitches, so maybe he's a step ahead in every aspect.
Well, it definitely takes a high level of intelligence to put these sorts of pitching performances together. We'll give the credit to Yoon, but good job, Coach Scott.
Strike 3 called. She continues to paint and locate, and another K. That's 5 strikeouts for Emily Yoon. This is Abe Scott Carlton, flew out to center, and they're only at bat, so there may be some hitters for Top Gun that only get 1 AB in this game. Run rule territory here in the 5th. Yoon has a chance to do something I don't think I have seen many times over the course of 5 innings or more in an amateur softball game. And that was something else. That wasn't fair.
Completely fearless out there on the mound. So cool, calm, and collected. Emily Yoon. Remember that name here over the next few years. We're going to see her again.
0-2 pitch is off the corner, and again, that's intentional. She's trying to see it. Maybe Carlton will expand and chase and give her the benefit of the doubt, but now we'll see what she wants to do. 1-2 with 1 strike, 1 out away from ending this one.
And it's truly a deep amount of respect that she has for these hitters to treat them in the way that she is. She's not going to blow it by you. She's going to strategically place it, move it.
Two balls, 2 strikes, the pitch. Off speed, and she just left it a little bit low. She had Scott Carlton unable to pull the trigger, but she just didn't quite land it.
the fact that all of these pitches are so close to the zone, even when she misses.
Strike 3.
That'll be it.
Emily Yoon gave up a single to the first batter she faced, and yet in 5 innings she faces the minimum and shuts out Top Gun 10-0 as the BSC Bengals win the 16U Power Pool Championship.
What an incredible dominant performance by Emily Yoon. No shortage of fireworks here by the BSC Bengals bats, but the story of the game, Emily Yoon.
16U Power Pool Championship. Final line score.
A 7-run first inning for the Bengals, and then Emily Yoon says that's more than enough. One batter reached second base. It was Lane who got that single. She was off on a line drive, and then nobody else reaches base the rest of the game.
And cheers to Top Gun and their relief pitchers
Our next game
coming in and able to hold these Bengals to just 3 runs after that 7-run first inning here in the 5th. Just not enough to extend the game. Got to put some runs across the board when you're playing a team like this.
Top Gun's had a heck of a week so far, with more to come after losing the first game, running off 7 straight wins to get to this championship. But the Bengals and Emily Yoon were too much as they get the 10-0 win. We'll step aside and come back to wrap things up after this 10-0. The Bengals win the Power Pool Championship. Well, we had a lightning delay after the first inning when the Bengals led 7-0. Came back and they finished off a 4.5 inning 10-0 run rule victory over Top Gun to win the 16U Power Pool Champions and the championship. And they're getting their plaque right now. And I would say it has been some type of week for the Bengals.
Every reason to celebrate here. Incredible bats. Finish up with 115 runs scored here now so far in these first 8 games of first 9 games, I should say, of their Colorado adventure. And Emily Yoon dominating in the mound. When you put up a 0, makes it easy to bring those wins home.
Faced the minimum over 5 innings. Yoon gets the 1-hit shutout, and the Bengals keep on rolling 9-0. And again, they have more games tomorrow, but they'll win the Power Pool Championship. And we're going to step aside when we come back at about 7:30 Mountain Time. We'll have the 18U Power Pool Championship game. Rain, rain, lightning, stay away. And we'll have one more for you on ESPN Plus. So for Lexi, I'm Brad, and our entire crew, thanks for tuning in. Once again, the BSC Bengals win the 16U Power Pool Championship. A 10-0 win over Top Gun. So long for now from Aurora, Colorado.